Because you think you entitled to my money? No, 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 no.
So your vote is he petty.
Oh, he all the way petty. No, sir. You don't that none of that is owed to you.
It's
The
because of
kid's gonna be straight.
because she could have probably held that ticket throughout the divorce. We bring the situation and you decide. Is it petty?
Or is it valid? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Petty or Valid podcast. We are your hosts, Jan.
Antoine. And listen, today, ladies and gentlemen, this story right here is crazy. So me and Jan was rolling, minding our business, listening to the radio. And as we were listening to the radio, we heard a story that we say we think we should bring this to the Petty or Valid podcast. So, um, a lady hits the lottery. Okay, she hits big, but she hits big at a very, very interesting time. Okay, she hits big after her divorce was settled and final. But here's a twist. Her husband, after the divorce, wanted to reopen the case because he thinks that he is entitled to some of that money, that lottery ticket that she won. He thinks that she purchased it while they were still married. So he feels like he's entitled to a cut. My question to you is he petty or valid for wanting to ask for a piece of the lottery ticket? Your thoughts, John?
Did y'all hear that? That was a deep swallow, okay? Ooh, okay. A small detail that was left out was the fact that he thinks that she bought the ticket while they were still married. Okay.
Yeah, I think I said that.
I don't really think that matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, he is not entitled to any of that money. Just straight up. I don't think so. I can't even just straight up no. My reason, that's her money and the divorce is finalized. Now, I know some people would argue the fact like, okay, but we've been married this many years, whatever the case may be. Like I get all that, okay? I also think it probably would come down to maybe like the reason that they got divorced. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back. If we struggle together, you know what I'm saying, and then we divorce, and we just for whatever reason things just didn't work out, and we just agreed let's just go ahead and part ways. And I hit the lottery for $4 million. Would I go back and give some of that money? I absolutely would. However, taking me to court to reopen something, we just divorced
Okay.
because you think you entitled to my money? No, 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 no.
So your vote is he petty.
Oh, he all the way petty. No, sir. You don't that none of that is owed to you. And y'all stick around to the end because we're gonna tell y'all what the judge said.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair, explanation of the situation. I think the opposite. I think it's valid.
What?
Yeah.
Mind y'all, we heard this story on the radio in the car, and he would not let us have the conversation in the car because he wanted us to have the conversation here.
That's right.
So
I wanted to
okay,
be
so let's hear this.
I wanted to be organic and I didn't want it to be, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, like I just wanted it to be an organic conversation. And it's okay for us to see it differently. You know what I mean? That's one thing that we try our hardest to implement in our relationship is respecting one another's perspectives
Right.
and and knowing that both of us have valid points, even if we think the other person's point is petty. But
It'll
it's
just be a valid petty little point.
yeah, you know what I'm
A
saying?
petty little valid point.
You know? I would say I think it's valid. And the reason I think it's valid is because let the tables have been turned. I think I feel like he's getting his lick back for the whole brohood. I appreciate it. Get your money, my boy. By all means necessary for all of us brothers. Listen, I feel like if it was flipped the other way around, she would indeed be asking for a piece and people will be looking at this gentleman with the side eye an expectation for him to have sown a seed or blessed her or done something, you know, to hush her up, hush money, shut your mouth money, whatever. Man, you could at least, you know, bless your wife if you won the lottery, your ex-wife, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think it's valid. And the reason I think it's valid is because there's another component that we did not mention. They also have children. So that's not only the ex-husband, but it's also the father of her children. And I think that this was a fresh divorce. It's not like it's been an extended, period of time, things of that nature. But I also agree with Jan when you say that it depends on the reason.
Wait,
I, I
but
I agree with you when you say it depends on the reason. But based on what we know so far, and we don't have those details, my boy valid.
yeah,
Get that
okay,
bag.
okay. Well, you said something, Lord, please bring it back. I hate when I lose my thought. Um, the question is, okay, they have children. Who has custody of the children? Okay. Now, I do want to agree with you because had the tables been turned, there is some little piece of me that, probably would have thought like, dang, maybe you could have thrown me something. But only if, which they do, if children are involved. If I'm single, I mean, I don't have any children, and we just divorced, it'd be like, dang, like
Yeah.
I just missed out. You know what I'm saying? But
But why is children always
because
the dangling point for women? Like that's always the I
okay,
got custody, so I'm entitled to more,
okay,
as if the father, now if he's still a present father and you have custody, I don't think that entitles you no more to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, entitled, absolutely not. Take that word off the table. No, no
hmm
entitlement. However, we just speaking on somebody being just a good person. Like, okay, we did divorce, but you know what? My children are laid up over there. You know what? Let me go ahead. I just hit for $4 million. I could throw my kids' mom. I mean, I don't care if it's just 25 grand. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You ain't gonna
okay,
feel that.
yeah,
I
but
think
why he can't be entitled to the same? If you're saying why she can't have that same mindset and say I could throw my baby father or my ex-husband 25 to 50 grand.
if my kids live with him, then absolutely.
That's wild because
Because what does he need it for?
because
He doesn't need it if the kids aren't with him.
he's also contributing. He's also had he is also he is also been a contributor. He's also, you know what I mean? Like y'all are equally invested into your children and into your past life together.
I hear that, but okay. So let's go back. It depends on the reason of the divorce because check this out. Had he been the one, maybe cheating and just, whether it be, I don't know, whatever, or abusive in any type of way, whether physically abusive, mentally, emotional, I don't care. But had he, primarily been the reason for this divorce, and now here we are, it's finalized, and now you come back for some coins,
Okay, but that's
for the
crazy.
bacon.
But how often?
No.
Yeah, but how
No, baby.
hit the
Uh-uh.
prize?
It don't work like that. No, sir. But if it was just a mutual, like, okay, we struggling, even if we're not struggling.
Okay, but how often or not do women, whatever the cause is for divorce, still walks away and requests 50 to 75 to sometimes 100% of what a man has worked for, etc. Whatever the reason is.
Oh, now that's a whole nother conversation because y'all don't want to get me started with that. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Okay, so
If
we
if we
even.
if we get deep down, I don't even want to talk about child support, okay? Because we're not even gonna talk about the system. We're not gonna talk about alimony.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah,
Don't
don't.
get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, me and you got the same. We got the same conversation on that. Yeah, we got the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not about that for me. It's just a matter of, a decent human being. I mean, depending on the divorce, would be like, okay, you know what? Okay, better. How about this? Because if we just divorced, I don't know about giving you nothing. I more than likely, I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad. I could be happy. I don't know. And I'm not saying literally myself. I'm just saying in that situation, if I was her, wouldn't know what the details were. But I do think if the man was ordered to end up paying all the court fees and attorney fees and all this stuff, because no lie, the men always get the short end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
I do think she should have gone back and said, you know what, I'll cover that.
Okay.
I definitely think if there was alimony that needs to be paid, so much money over, this much time, I do think that she can go back and say, you know what,
Let
let's
me
did that.
let me say this. Where he where he is petty. I don't think the request. I don't think the no. I don't think it's petty. But where I do think he's petty is reopening the case. I think he could have, if they still have some type of relationship. I think it would have been better for him to, hey, just put that pride to the side and just ask her. I'm just gonna keep it solid.
Clearly they don't.
Oh,
That's why he
okay.
had to re
Okay, well then it ain't petty then. He need to figure out whether or not he sponsored that ticket. That's how. Yeah, it was probably the allowance that he gave her that when that purchased that ticket. I want yeah.
allowance. Man, gone.
I mean, we don't know what their situation and their
Okay,
circumstances.
so you gave me the dollar. Oh, you gave me the $5 to go buy a Mega Million ticket.
Yep, it's called an investment. It's ROI, a return on this investment.
But we divorcing, so
Hey,
I think he petty.
hey.
Petty. We just divorced.
The reason
How he even know? See, girl, you don't think he shouldn't even know.
Yeah, but I think that's public. I think once you hit, I think it becomes. I think the news cover you. I think,
Mm.
yeah, I think they put it in the newspaper. I think I ain't never hit, but I think that's what happens. Word gets around, right?
Uh,
Yeah,
Let me find out you hit the lottery.
yeah, exactly. You gonna come knocking, right? So I think, and in all seriousness, I've and we try not to be so personal on our
Right.
podcast and insert ourselves in other people's situations, circumstances. But every time I've walked away from a situation or a relationship, I've never requested items or things. I've always released it all and walked away and started over fresh as a man on my personal stance. But being his circumstance, I don't think that it's petty to wonder. I don't think it's petty to be inquisitive. I don't think it's petty to figure out whether or not there's something in there for the both of y'all. That's just my take. You know what I mean? If the ticket was purchased while they were married and they're in the process of divorce, I mean, and I'm just keeping it solid. I think that if the situations were turned, I think society would be more. Well, he can just give us some money. It'll literally be a way everybody be rooting for her some way somehow to get a piece of that cheese. So,
Not me. I
well,
wouldn't. Only if children were involved, I would say not entitled, but I would say that would have been a good thing to do. Even if I don't care if you just go ahead and straight up bless the kids, like you know what I'm saying. But shoot, ain't no kids involved. Well, he don't need to give
they
her
say
anything.
kids involved.
No, but I'm
Oh,
saying
okay,
if there weren't any children involved,
yeah,
I would be like, he don't have to give her anything. Why?
and
Y'all divorced. That's his money.
but if there wasn't any children involved, you think the same thing that um she wouldn't have to give him
That's what
anything
I
to.
just said. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like,
So
well, he don't
nobody
have to
owes
give.
each other nothing if they didn't have kids. And I think that's the sensitive piece to me is that they have children. So I'm not saying make him as rich, equivalently as rich as you are. I'm not saying that. Apparently, he has a woman that's not going to see past her hurt or past a disappointment to say, hey, I've hit big for 4.55 mil. We on the back end of a divorce. We have children together. Here is 50,000. Here is whatever. Whatever she feels necessary to bless him with. It could be 25 grand. Whatever it is. I think that I don't know. I don't know. I think
Mm.
yeah. And it because
The
because of
kid's gonna be straight.
because she could have probably held that ticket throughout the divorce process and then turned it in later. I don't know, after it was final or whatever. And from where I stand, if it was purchased within, if the investment was made and it was purchased while they were married, that's another conversation to have. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If I hit the lottery, right? And I'm out of a situation and nothing's working, etc. If I got that ticket in there, that's a conversation. It needs to be accounted for within that relationship. And I feel like the timing of it came forth on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Now hear me. I'm not saying that the person should have this big chunk of your blessing, but I am saying be a person of integrity. And it sounds like he knows whatever their circumstance is, she's not going to be that person. So I think just me, I'm not big on entitlement, but based on the details we have so far, man, reopen that case. If she don't want to talk about them M's, if she doesn't want to talk about the M's that's on the table and the timing of that being cashed in, and she don't want to have a conversation with you, no, we gonna have a conversation. We gonna have a conversation one way or the other, whether you and I gonna have it or whether we gonna pull somebody in to have this conversation. I need to know. We gonna have this conversation because
I
it
get
happens
it.
often. It happens often on the flip side of things, and they want the woman to get what she's due and what she's owed. I don't know why they feel like women are owed and do more. When a man gets a bag, she walks away and take 50, 75%
Yep.
and ain't help him build nothing.
I
You know what
hate
I'm
that.
saying?
I hate it.
So
Absolutely.
I'm certain that he helped her build something. I'm I'm certain that it took both of them to tear down their marriage or whatever the case may be. Not maybe, I don't know. But from what I know so far, you valid. Go see if she don't want to play fair and have a conversation with you to talk about the timing of it, etc. Then, and if she don't want to break off no bread, then yeah, we just gonna have to take it there.
Well,
Let's see what we discover. Cause women are, huh,
all
huh.
right, all right. Women are what?
She could have been she could have been holding on to that ticket,
That's true. That's
man.
possible. I promise you that's possible. But I know y'all been sticking around because y'all want to know what the judge had to say. All right?
What did the judge had to say?
What the judge had to say was, give me a drum roll. The judge said, if you don't get up out this courtroom, she don't owe you Nathan. Okay, no, it's not funny, but seriously, judge basically said no. That's her money. That's hers, whatever the case may be. Now, y'all don't judge me, for just being like, she don't owe him anything. Like, being a good person. Okay, y'all can judge me. I'm sticking with he is petty.
So do you think the judge? Let's be honest. Do you think the judge would have gave the same response if a woman walked into that courtroom and her conversation was, "I think my husband or my ex-husband hit the lottery while we were married. Could we pursue this case?" What do you
So
think the response would have been 9 times out of 10?
9 times out of 10, probably 9.5 times out of 10, the woman would have got awarded the money.
Yes, or
It would
either
it would not have been the same. I do believe that they
or
would
either
have
a
figured
case.
absolutely. They would have figured out a way to award her something. And that's why I think the system is messed up. I do think that women always walk out on top.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in this situation.
So this situation is an opportunity for us to get even. Fellas, get that bag.
Well, right now, he ain't got no bag. So, with that being said, guys, we want to hear from y'all. Drop a P in the comments if you think that he was petty for taking her back to court for some of her money, or drop a V in the comments if you think that he was valid. We love to hear from you guys.
But I got to put an emphasis on something. See, that's what he's trying to get clarity on. Was it her money or was it their money? I just wanted to throw that out for all of the world to hear.
Okay. And again, he got the clarity because Judge said no. Judge said bye-bye. Okay?
Yeah, so yeah, man, let us know what you think in the comments. Again, just echoing Jan. And as we always say, do not be petty all your life.
Keep it valid. Peace.
Peace.
He ain't got no money.